Do you ever feel like you're doing the same set over and over, playing the same sort of tracks and mixing them in the same way? It's warm, it's safe, and you know what you're doing. But it doesn't help you grow or get better as a DJ. It's a lot easier than you think to break out of this cycle, and it all starts with habits. Here are 5 easy to incorporate habits that will help you get out of your rut and become a better DJ in the next 12 months. As we go through this video, we're going to create a habit calendar so that you can easily follow it, do it, and achieve it. Many people believe if you want to be great at something, you need to only focus on one thing. But this isn't true at all for DJs. Each genre has its own unique ways of mixing and transitioning. Hip-hop mixing is very different to how you would mix house or drum and bass. I bang on about this quite a lot, but I think it's really important to understand. If you expose yourself to other mixing styles and genres, you may well stumble upon something that will elevate your mixes. If you're just starting out and your goal is to get into clubs, the more genres you know how to mix will make you much more appealing to promoters. It also helps promote you to new audiences on social media. And most importantly, it exposes you to cool music you might not otherwise listen to. There are gems in every single genre, even deep house. Sometimes you can discover perfect bridge tracks that act as a great way to transition from one genre to another while you're mixing. Flexible DJs are successful DJs. That's why so many of them are ex-gymnasts. Once a week, do a 30-minute mix with a genre you wouldn't usually play. Does your music library currently look like this? I call this level 1, genre-based. It doesn't tell you anything about the tracks other than they probably have a similar BPM. Playing a good set with this method relies purely on memorization of tracks. That becomes unsustainable as your library grows, and it doesn't allow you to respond easily to the crowd or the energy you want to create in your mix. The second habit you should start is to take your library to level 2, tag-based. This is a way of adding a description to your tracks that you can sort and filter against. Think about when you watch Netflix. Every piece of content on there is tagged with multiple pieces of information. Not only a genre like comedy, but things like dark humour, 90s, fart jokes. That's how it's so damn good at serving you up the things you want to watch. In the same way you can tag your tracks. This allows you to find the right track for the right occasion in literally thousands of different ways. There are many ways you can think about tagging your tracks. I recommend starting simple at first and adding additional layers over time as you need them. One I recommend starting with is adding an energy level to tracks. This one extra piece of track information will help you craft more thoughtful and impactful sets. If you need to know more about tagging, I've got a full video which I'll link in the description. 3 times a week, add tags to 10 tracks in your library. It should only take a max of 10 minutes each time. By the end of the year, you'll have tagged over 1,500. Anytime you add new tracks to your library, tag them. You're not allowed to play them until you have. Transitions are one of the most important parts of DJing. They're what controls the energy when you're mixing between tracks or between genres. They can also be one of the most challenging parts of DJing because it's really easy to get them wrong. If there's one thing pro DJs do well, most of them anyway, it's transitions. They perfected them after years and years of playing them in festivals, learning to read the crowd and knowing what works. So how do you learn to transition like a pro? By watching them like a creepy stalker. Stop treating sets as entertainment and start looking at them as learning opportunities. Actively listen, watch and understand what the DJs are doing. Ideally, if it's a live set, look at how the crowd reacts. Does the energy level lower or does it rise? Do people grab their phones for a quick Instagram? Try and think about adding your own spin to these transitions as well. What would you improve? What would you do differently? YouTube is full of videos of live sets that you can watch and learn from. There's also loads of videos breaking down particular mix techniques as well. Every month, watch, learn and understand a pro DJ transition, and then take what you've learned and try and apply it in one of your own sets. In most cases, I advise DJs should not plan their sets. It takes a lot of time and doesn't allow you to respond to the crowd and their energy levels. But it's also one of the pitfalls that can lead you to doing the same mixes over and over. That's why you should start planning DJ routines. These are a great way to really sit down and think about how you can creatively move from one track to another, all without the pressure of performing it live until you have to. It's also a really good way of showcasing your DJ skills, allowing you to promote yourself on social media. This is something I've actually started doing myself in order to break out of my comfort zone and start learning some new DJ techniques. And by the way, on this channel I'll soon be doing a challenge around DJ routines with my whole reputation at stake. So subscribe if you don't want to miss that. You don't need to enter the World DMC Championships with these routines, but try and push yourself to try at least one new technique every time. These routines also help you understand and break down tracks. It's time to stop thinking of tracks as 4-minute things. Instead, they're building blocks of little components you can pick off the shelf and use in your routines. Every month, plan a 60 to 90-second routine and post it to your social media. And a top tip, why don't you use the Pro DJ mix breakdowns we just spoke about to give you ideas for new ways of transitioning between tracks? Some of you might be thinking, but I just play in my bedroom, how can I get into a club? The good news is, audiences for DJing no longer only exist at 2 AM at Ministry of Sound. In the past few years, I played for audiences across the world without even leaving my kitchen, which I kind of wish I did because the bin stinks. I'm talking about live streaming. Getting feedback from a live audience is one of the single best things you can do to improve your DJing over the next 12 months. It's also a great chance to practice new things and do stuff you wouldn't be able to in a club environment. Many new DJs' biggest fears is something going wrong when they go into a club. Live streaming really helps you deal with technical issues while you're in front of a live crowd. And that's almost as valuable as the performing itself. If you're new to live streaming and don't really know where to start, I've got a whole course teaching you how to do it. You can check it out for free on Skillshare with the link that I share in the description. Every 2 weeks, live stream a 2-hour set. The important thing is to make these habits part of your regular DJing routines. Take the calendar we created in this video and tweak it to make it work for you. If you practice with other genres, organise your library, learn from the pros, create DJ routines and play in front of a live audience, your DJ skills will be guaranteed to improve. If you want your first idea to take your DJing to the next level, check out this video next. I talk about new and creative ways to use something that every DJ has on their controller.